but it would spike my interest. It has been. I've been celibate for like a year, so it was like,
Listen, a chick claims she been celibate. Shorty got a STD. You heard me? Shorty been traumatized. Something ain't right. I don't believe it. It doesn't make sense. It's completely dysfunctional.
you know, you know,
You can just say two times, and that's how you know that you're talking BS.
okay, and we talk later on, and it's just like,
Now, you might be wondering, what did she just say? She said that after she went on a date with Princela. Now, this is a broad who claims to be a heterosexual woman. She went on a date with a known lesbian, even against the advice of her loved ones and friends. At the end of the date, Princela grabs her in close in what would be an awkward position for a heterosexual woman, and then pulls out her mobile device and starts showing her pornographic imagery, which is vile in any case, even if it was heterosexual in nature. That's just filthy. But she shows her some deviant behavior. And this young lady claims that she didn't like it and that it was inappropriate. But then you hear her shortly after saying, well, we talked later on that day. Okay, so then that's called consent and collaboration and cooperation, all that stuff. That's what that is. Okay.
I left, and I left very confused. I'm not going. I left very confused because it sparked my interest. And then we kept talking, and
we kept talking. That's because you're a pervert. And one thing I want to alert you guys to, and you may have never experienced this in your life. I don't know if this is just what life is like for a super player, because I've not known any other life. You dig? The ladies have loved me since I was a young boy. But what you learn very quickly is that squares, they look at the game and they're trying to constantly pursue the female. They're trying to get, a little bit of PUSSY. That's why they dress fly, these brothers. But they think that the woman doesn't have a monstrous sex drive. They think that it's the guy because he's always the one chasing, when in actual fact, the women have a huge sex drive that's really dangerous and scary when you really understand it. You dig? You might not have been in a position where Shorty is over here like, you got a round two in you. You go ahead, hit her with a round two. She like, what about round three? You like, come on now. That's how they really are. They have a monstrous depth to their sex drive. See, men have width. We want variety. We want to try something new. Okay, give me the skinny girl. Okay, now give me the thick girl. Damn, she thick. She ain't got no knees. But the chicks, they have the depth, which is to say they want to try everything. And that's why you have these high levels of perversion that we've accepted as normal. Well, how normal is it to stick objects into your body? That's not normal at all. That's actually quite sick, sad, and disgusting, frankly. I find it to be vile. You're destroying your body's natural sensitivity using all these power tools. And that's the perversion of the female. Then they have the nerve to call it a toy when in actual fact, toys are for kids. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids, and toys are for kids. Vibrators are for adult perverts. But here's the thing. Most of the women watching right now have one or have used one. And for those males who are lost in the society and they don't have no ism, you hear me? And y'all need to be liking the video and sharing the video to spread the ism. You even have these perverts who subject good women to perversion. I've dealt with women. One chick, I'm Dr. filling her, and she do you have one of these things? And she said, well, no, but I've used one before. Oh, word. How's that? She's like, oh, well, my ex, he liked to use toys. Word? What kind of weirdos? Did he not have a penis? Did he not have what does he need to use toys for? Oh, because he's a pervert too. Understood. You see, that's the problem, is that then the males get involved in this perversion, and then they start like, oh, they're trying to please a broad. If you're a man trying to please a woman, you don't have any ism. You're not the one. If you're a woman that's concerned about getting off or finishing or orgasming, you're a pervert. You're a pervert. Your body was not designed such that you would get off every time. Mine was as a male. It was ordained. Why? Because it leads to procreation. Your behaviors become very strange and concerning when you're chasing a nut. And that's why we should be concerned. I could tell you 1,000 stories about the perversion that women stoop to trying to catch a nut. And women who are trying to catch a nut, those are not good women. Those are demonic perverts trying to chase a nut. I remember when I was a young boy, when I was 16 years old, I was trying to catch this Colombian cougar. You heard me? A Colombian cougar, man. Jet black hair, nice, thick and curvy, man. Some nice butterscotch complexion on shorty. She was bad. I was 16 and she was bad. Baby girl was probably in her late 20s, you heard me? And I had the energy. I was kicking some game at her. She told me something that was real deep, and it is a kind of knowledge that a player needs. It's about the process and the connection and the whole experience, the wholeness, the intimacy. That's what it's about. You're dealing with a pervert when it's about the nut. You're dealing with a pervert when it's about rub my clit, twist it like this, keep the rhythm, go deeper. It's like, shorty, like, hold on, man. Like, we ain't gonna be doing all this extra stuff. You heard me? Nah. I'm getting in your rib because that makes you feel connected to me. That's why I'm getting in your rib. Or I'm getting in your rib to plant some of this fertile seed in fertile, this quality seed in fertile soil. You dig? I'm getting in your rib for a purpose because I know that the Skittle guzzlers are coming for our children. I was a public school teacher. Check my background. You'll see consistently I worked with children, mainly orphans, kids who are without proper parents. When I put down charitable dollars, it goes to kids who don't have parents, because parents are critically important. But in this day, a lot of kids actually are orphans because their parents aren't protecting them. That is why I speak against the Skittle guzzlers, because they are groomers. They are. Absolutely. They're sneaky groomers, and you should not sexualize children. And when you support me, you support the revolution in real life, because everything that I say I am, I have demonstrated. There's very few people who actually are the leader that they claim to be. And frankly, I don't really want to be a leader. I just want to fly around the world and enjoy gorgeous women. You hear me? Yeah, and live like a boss. I do this because I see the pain in other people. Long story short, I used to run a nonprofit. I invited this guy who ran this thing called Montana Academy, and he was a Yale neuroscientist. And he said there's 3 things that break a child, and they grow up to be a dysfunctional adult. He said, abandonment by parents is top 3, and the other top 3 is sexual abuse. So people do not heal from that. And when I observe people in the society that are troubled or broken women, that always goes back to them being abused in some way. And mostly it's same gender abuse, like your Boy Scout troop leader or your Catholic priest who's supposed to be a celibate, vow of celibacy, but he in there, playing with little balls. So those are the things that I want to remove from the society, among other things, because it creates broken humans, and broken humans do evil in this world. Just is what it is. So having been a teacher and observed the pain in these children and not being able to help them, because I can't undo what they've suffered. Some things you cannot recover from, and especially females. So I can't undo it. So the best thing I can do as a man in the society is prevent it. That's the best thing I can do. And that is why I talk about this stuff at my own risk. That's why I don't collaborate with Skittle guzzlers. I don't invite them on my show. I don't go on their shows. I don't slap 5s with them. I don't show them respect. I treat them according to how they should be treated. You dig? Shout out to P2 Wavy supporting the work. Now, I also acknowledge Mr. Usop supporting. Appreciate you. Shout out to, I think I already acknowledged Caddy, but there's nothing wrong with acknowledging someone who supports me 2 times. Shout out to Ethan, right? Supporting the revolution. Do you still need a HWSW tester? Send me an email. Jason@marquettdavon.com. Carrying on.
We was talking every day. That first, I would say after that experience, I would say the first week or 2 of me talking to Pete, he told me she loves me.
Now, why are you over here calling the individual P? Please stop. Shout out to Mitchell. He writes, thank you for doing the Lord's work. Peace and saints. And indeed, and you know what? The truth of the matter is, a lot of Muslims and Christians, they sit back as though the Lord is like actively taking a hand in human affairs. That can't be the case. That cannot be the case. If that was the case, we would have never saw, that German boy that does this, we'd have never saw him rise up. And we would have never saw him put in the dirt unless good men rose up to do the work of the Lord. The Lord's work must be done. And the fact is, all of your books, whether you are a Jew, a Muslim, or a Christian, your book says that it is an abomination. And we see often capital punishment is what's carried out. It's executed on. And does the book not give us an example? Does the book not give us guidance? I'm not recommending that, but I am recommending that you need to marginalize these folks so that they don't propagate their ideas, especially among our children. And that's where they're doing it. I saw it as a teacher. They put that LGBTQ flag next to the American flag. The American flag is soaked in blood. created from the struggle of our forefathers. The American flag represents a nation. All that represents is sexual perversion. That's it. Come on now. May I acknowledge Saint DS, moderator extraordinaire, also supporting the work. Appreciate you. He writes, chicks these days are like the bop it game way back. Bop, twist it, pull it, dang near breaking a sweat just playing. Pieces, bruh, you ain't lying. It's stressful. And they take the lovemaking experience from being something that's beautiful to being something that's burdensome. You see what I'm saying? And this is what happens when you yield to females taking lead. And when they take lead and they ain't got instructions, you're both heading to destruction. What we don't realize is that today we are living within a matriarchy. Huh? Yeah, true story. And that's why we're all suffering. Shout out to the ballers. I ain't seen a baller alert in a minute. Shout out to the real ones. You dig? Shout out to the ballers. Elijah writes, showing support. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Carrying on.
She deadass was on the phone. We was bobbing to music, and she deadass looked at me and was like, "I love you." And she was like, "I really feel like that love bombing shit. Like, I really feel like."
Okay, and I've mentioned this before. Only a female would take something that's positive, like love, and then try to turn it into a weapon and claim that it's a bad thing. No, she wasn't love bombing you because you weren't receiving love. That's called manipulation. So call it what it is. She was manipulating you. All right, stop it.
You know, we're a good match together. Like, I looked at our zodiac signs.
That was crazy. Only a woman would be persuaded by something that makes no sense at all. I looked at our zodiacs. Oh, did you? Oh, that told us everything we need to know. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron writes, tuition, peace to the saints. What country you in? That is G4 classified information. Because it turns out that I don't like to be pulled up on randomly. And unfortunately, it does happen. Shout out to Bryant, supporting the work rights, peace of the saints. I want to encourage everyone to maintain your militance and stay on your P's and Q's. Also, shout out to Orion. He writes, for the work, peace of the saints. Oh, indeed. And let me let you guys know, the things that I do that you're aware of can put me at great risk. The things that I do that I never speak of put me at even greater risk. And so I might look and appear to you as an everyday guy, but I am not. And I just leave it at that. Carrying on.
Thing that she's doing now with her new girlfriend. Like, oh, we a match. I talked to some psychics.
Oh, are you jealous? Aw, poor Ting.
Talks to psychics on a hotline. She basically has a app for psychics. And
now imagine trying to degrade her for talking to psychics, but you follow the zodiac. Is that not comparably stupid? In fact, I would even think that a psychic would be more, if any of this hocus pocus made sense, I would think that a psychic would be more sensible because that's at least supposedly catered to you in particular, whereas a zodiac or a horoscope reading is referencing a demographic of people who share a birthday range that never occurs again because time is linear. You're only born one time. Time moves forward. Yes, there are cycles and there are seasons and things like that, but your birth only occurs one time. This is very strange and silly. It's just like human beings trying to, create narratives to make themselves feel better. Like, you go through a hard life, you're in poverty, or you're a slave, and the slave master comes and tells you, hey, boy, yeah, you need to believe in God and Christianity and Jesus. And you know what? You might be a slave today, but once you die, you're going to experience heaven. So make sure you're a good boy. Make sure you're a good slave. Follow the rules and work hard for master. Because in this Bible, it says serve your master. So you serve your master. When you die, you're going to go to heaven. Yeah, okay. Okay, make me feel better, make me follow the rules and work hard. Okay, yep, you guys will believe anything. I always say to people this, you believe in heaven and hell, okay, which you sight unseen, right? No evidence of it, never seen anybody come back from heaven or back from hell and say, hey, it's great, or hey, avoid hell, it's terrible. Never met that person. It's just that you can't imagine dying because you're so narcissistic, right? You think that you're more important as an individual than you are. So you can't imagine you not existing. But get this, let me help you out. Which is with a little bit of logic. Do you remember before you were born? No, you didn't, because you did not exist. So you don't remember pre-birth. You don't remember that because you didn't exist. It'll be the same thing when you die. You hear me? So get it in while you're here. And I want you to remember that devils, you ain't got to go below to see the devil. There are devils walking among us. Here's one of them. And there are saints walking among us. And understand this as well. Look, you can have heaven on earth if you design a life. You can have consistent happiness if you design a life and you keep the BS away from you. You keep the demons away from you. That's something I do all the time. You know, recently a young lady was saying, hey, Marquette, you do not talk very much at all. And you guys be shocked because I'm talking to you, right? This is what I'm doing to teach. But in my regular life, yeah, man, I'm generally quiet because there's not that much to say. I'm happy. I'm pleased. I don't need to talk because when you talk, you're trying to communicate, to influence, or to get something. I got what I want. I ain't got much to say. And if somebody's saying something silly, I ain't about to debate them. I'm going to ignore them and get away from them. You heard me? Yeah, live like a wise man. Live like a saint.
She calls and pays $200 to talk to a fucking psychic because she can't hear what God tells her, but she's so connected to the divine. But why do you rely? Like, I understand you get readings and stuff like that. That's understandable.
Real quick, let me show you how fake Christians are. And I want to, I do everything I do is 10 steps ahead. You guys will catch up one day. Let me show you. Okay, so shout out to Shorty right here. Writes, oh, please. And then writes, don't quote scripture when you don't know what you talking about. Okay. Thank you for that. Would you like to come on? I want you to tell me where I've errantly quoted scripture. If you're talking to me, please come on. And then you got another one that writes, nah, praise Jesus, not praise God, but praise Jesus. That's fascinating. But I still F with you, bro. Please don't call me bro. Show me respect. So I also invite you to come on and just give us a brief explanation of why you're praising Jesus instead of God. Just real quick, just take a couple minutes. I want to learn. And then you got this guy, Jesus is King. Fantastic. Did you notice that kings are like earthly beings? I would think that a king, Jesus would be greater than a king, maybe an emperor, perhaps, maybe a god, perhaps. The language doesn't even make sense. I also invite you to come on and tell me what was the original language that the Bible was written in. Then what was the first translation? Then when did it reach the masses? And how did it get split into so many different versions, which are missing books? And then, which English aristocrat or ruler modified the Bible so people could get, divorced? And then which other person in history starts selling indulgences, which is to say, if you pay me money, God will forgive you? And then explain to me the concept of the confessional box in the Catholic Church. I'm just curious, since all of you guys are theologians and smart, I would like to learn something from you. I would like to learn. So let you Christians who are so strong in faith, you have God with you, you have the Christian God with you. I want you to show up and teach me. You have been invited. Now, let all of those who say they will follow the ism be strong enough that if you ever had a public platform where you can share some ism and promote our way and our thinking, you'd be able to do it because it's simple, clear, and reasonable. Simple, clear, and reasonable, and the results show. I can't tell you how many people I know converted to Christianity after they had suffered 10 years on meth or on crack. People converting to your religion after they've suffered in this earthly world. Not finding a lot of people converting to your religion. They're like, man, I've had the last decade has been phenomenal. Phenomenal income. I got a woman I love. My kids are performing well. I want to level up, so I'm going to become a Christian. Why does that not happen? Why do they wait till they've suffered the worst of society and then convert to your religion out of desperation? Come on. None will show. I want to hear. And I'll remind you, I was raised Christian. I do know the Bible. Let's talk about it. I love scripture. Absolutely. I want to hear some scripture. None will show. You are cowards. Your religion is nothing. And I mean that if God does not make you strong enough as a man to speak the word of God, you are weak and your religion is rubbish. If God has not made you at least that strong.
You spend so much money getting readings and you're telling me that, no, it's a match. No, this is what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be together. And I'm like, well, damn, like, maybe we are. Like, yeah, it seemed like we get along. Like, it seemed like we match. It seemed like we mesh together. It just love bombing shit, like, it's like she mirrored.
Right? Fear God. Don't fear me. Don't fear embarrassment. Fear God. And if you've tracked my work over time, you will not find God operating anywhere more apparently than in my works. Everything that I tell you, you will find written in that Bible, in that Quran, in that Torah, everything that I say. But you are not a Christian. You're a liar. I am the challenge to every Muslim who would claim to be a Muslim. I am the challenge to every Christian who would claim to be a Christian. I just want you to actually follow. I want you to actually do something. So consider this a slap in the face to all of you and your dirty religions.
Mirrored me. And it's like she mirrored me. And so when we were talking, it was kind of like a, first of all, I've never been with a woman, never been interested in being with a woman and nothing like that.
How you going to say I've never been interested in being with a woman and you're going on dates with a woman? Like, I must be missing something. I must be missing something. And look at this little character right here. Chris, are you going to come in? Are you going to join and explain your religion to us and explain where I'm errant and then explain your religion? That's all we're asking. Just be a man. Be a Christian man. That's all we ask of you.
So for me, that's a lot. That's a lot. And when she was working with Daryl, she would always tell me how much she was using Daryl, but Daryl was also using her, you know? And she would say, yeah.
Imagine the kind of demonic personalities that you're around when people are saying, hey, I'm using so-and-so, so-and-so's using me. This is not what you want to be around. You want to be around abundance. This is poverty thinking. And these devils, they're filled with pain, and all they can do is give what they have, which is pain, which is lack, which is evil. And this is what this woman chose to be in the midst of. Strange.
I'm using Daryl to get back at the manosphere because she was so determined to get back at the manosphere. She used Daryl as in like.
And this is sad when you have grown women. Like, I wish my moms would have, like, I'd have been talking to my moms and she was like, I'm mad at the manosphere. Like, what? What are you talking about? I wish my mom would say something that like nonsensical. Like, you're mad at internet groups. You're mad at an internet group of guys who have never met each other in real life. Bro, you basically mad at a bunch of video game playing nerds. Like, please stop it and get a life. You got kids, baby. Like, you got better priorities than to be mad at the manosphere. Stop, please. Shout out to Jermaine, just became a member at thesassin.com, THESASN.com. May I also acknowledge Orion. He writes that 3-sentence Bible. Number 1, be yourself. Number 2, be good to yourself. Number 3, be good to good people. Thank you. I appreciate you. He writes, people need this ism. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
I'm going to use him as an example.
And by the way, shout out to my fat Christians. Shout out to my fat Muslims. You're in a religion that speaks against gluttony, but half of y'all are fat. You're in a religion that speaks about immodesty, but you got hojabis wearing tight pants while wearing the hijab. I'm disgusted with you. I really am. And I'll speak on it. And I'll live and die by it too.
You got to whip these men into shape and they'll do what you say. But if Daryl messes up, I'm going to cut him at the legs. And we all publicly saw that happen as she cut Daryl long at the legs. He lost his support. He lost his followers because he was acting up, And when you witness something like that and somebody having that much power and pull on social media, that shit is actually kind of scary because
she doesn't have any power and pull on social media. Stop it. You're a nut. Shout out to P. Thompson. Writes, peace of saints. Thank you for the ism. My lady is tripping because I am unsimping. It's a beautiful thing. And to get like that. And you really don't know a woman until you've asked her to serve. The moment you ask her to serve, you can see how much of a goofball she really is. I can't tell you how many females have great degrees. They have academic credentials. As soon as you give them a basic task, they start going brain dead. You're like, shorty, what the hell is wrong with you? I just asked you to whip up a meal. You wake up in the morning. If a woman wakes up next to you and she does not wake up thinking, A, how can I please this man if he wants to be pleased? And then B, how can I get him fed? It's breakfast time. He needs to eat. He needs to be strong for his day of work. He needs to be strong for his day of exercise. I am the nourisher. I am the woman, the provider of food and sustenance. How can I get him fed? By whatever means. If she don't wake up on that, she's a dumb dingbat broad. Get her out the way. Because if we're putting it simply, my religion has been to serve people. That's been my religion, to serve people, to do good for people. Not abstractions. I can't tell you how many dumb broads I meet in Europe. They're like, oh, I want to help climate change. What? Help people, right? Isn't climate change about helping people? Go help a human. Stop working on abstractions that may have no impact on human life. Shout out to the ballers. Corey writes, I guess I'm a Christian, Saint. If I'm really honest, I'm actually ashamed of what the church has become, and quite a few pastors have used the pulpit as a launch pad for hedonism. Heartbreaking, bruv. You ain't lying. Shout out to TD Fakes. Yeah, TD Fakes. Hanging out with P. Diddy. Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to the fact that TD Fakes, a pastor, hangs out with Tyler Perry, a male who dresses as a woman, which is specifically described in the Bible as a no-no. It says that a male should not take on the appearances of a woman and vice versa. It says that in the Bible, in case you didn't know. Yeah, also speaks of that in the Quran. Yeah, most of these preachers and pastors, they're liars and degenerates themselves, hiding. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the real ones. This guy says, hi, Saint. I will like to debate you on Christianity. I can defend my God. See, there you go. Like, already I don't believe you because you're writing in all caps, which is an instant indicator that you're not very intelligent. You also wrote, I will like to debate you rather than I would like to. But I tell you what, I'm feeling like pulling out the sword. So I wouldn't mind driving it through your heart at this very moment. So there you go. There's the link right there. You will need to turn on your camera and we'll have a brief discussion man to man and you can defend your God. Yes, we welcome you to do such.
At this point, I haven't been really posting on my channel. I haven't been building my own brand. I left the manosphere and now I'm over here.
Now imagine you're abroad talking about I left the manosphere. You're just there for money and clout. One of the lowest characteristics you will observe in any being is the endless need for attention, especially indiscriminate attention. And this adversely affects the female human more than the male human. They love attention. It's really sick and sad. And we are weak males to empower them with attention. I give them none, only when they deserve it, which is when they've served well.
Here with her, while she was cutting off Daryl, she pulled me out the closet and said, I'm dating B. Taylor. Like, she's never once asked me to be her girlfriend. It was just like, she just claimed me as her girl.
You're a pervert to even be involved with something like that. I mean, I really can't fathom the idea that, we all understand the concept of the electrical plug and the socket. You need the plug and you need the socket. It matches perfect together. You got two plugs. Like, what is this? Like, this ain't right. It ain't right. But here we are having this discussion. Man, oh man.
That to me wrecked my freaking nerves and it made me like, I didn't speak up for myself because we weren't really dating. We were kind of like talking and getting to know each other. I was a little curious, so here and there.
Now, this is a sad thing, and the female is obviously quite easily led into darkness, right? Baby girl talking about, I was curious. There's some things I'm not curious about at all. You heard me? When I see somebody in a stupor from drugs, heroin, meth, I'm not like, oh man, I'm curious as to what that's like. Nah, I ain't curious at all. Or I see a guy who, taking it up the backside. I'm like, man, I'm curious as to what it's like to go Brokeback Mountain. No, I'm not curious at all. As they say, curiosity killed the cat. And I guess curiosity turn you gay as well, apparently. This is sad. This is precisely why they need to be managed.
But she put it out there before I was ready to even. You did that without my permission. You pulled somebody out the closet without my permission and you let all.
Oh, so that's why she really mad. I get it now. Man, they're so their manipulations are fascinating. I see why she's mad. She's mad because her mom, her dad, her family, if she has a dad, her family, her friends all thought she was a normal person. And then Princela embarrassed her and said, yo, she eating cat too. She eating El Gato, like the Vietnamese. And so now she's embarrassed at the truth. But here's the thing, baby. Hey, live your truth. Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, talk about it. Live your truth.
All these people know. So that's pressure on me to keep this up. It's pressure on me to.
Wait, first you were heterosexual, so you had to keep that up. Now she told the truth about you, and now there's pressure on you to keep up being gay? Nah, I can't say that makes a lot of sense.
Keep this up. So now I look stupid to the world.
You look stupid before that, but go ahead.
And everybody know my business.
Yeah.
That I'm.
Yes, they do.
Me and you.
But hold on, you wanted everybody to know your business. You went on a date with a known lesbian and your friends told you not to do it. And you know she's a streamer. And I saw a stream 5 months old that said, me at B. Taylor's house, chilling. And that was on Princela's YouTube channel. So you put yourself out there. You were also on a stream where she was throwing money at you and you're basically behaving like a high-tech. Why all the victim mentality and no accountability? It's a pity to see a mom acting like a child.
Maybe talking and messing with each other. So it kind of at this point, like, damn, I called her and was like, hey, my phone is blowing up. I didn't expect for you to say that. I didn't know we were like, and she was like, well, I'm living my truth and it's true. We are. And you can't be ashamed of that. Like,
you know what? I'm going to have to side with Princela because you going on dates with a female. You gay. You hear me? Yeah, you gay. You're going on dates with her. She's showing you sexually explicit content. You're continuing to talk every day. You gay. Be who you are. Quit lying. You hear me? See, that's the thing. You can't get devils from out of your midst when they pretend and wear masks. You feel me? Now, me, I'm not the kind of person to be hateful or mean or bullying towards someone who guzzles Skittles. No, not at all. I'm going to be courteous and respectful. You heard me? There have been many times I've been out in this world and a Skittle guzzling fella says, hey, man, you look great. Or, hey, that's a great outfit. Or, something like that. You know what I say? I say, thank you. I appreciate that. And I go on about my business. I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to say thank you. And I'm going to go on about my business. But what I'm not about to do is go on a date. I'm not about to start a conversation. I'm not about to slap fives. And that's the big difference is she's entertaining evil. Why? Because birds of a feather flock together.
Kind of like yelling at me, kind of like mad that I would even be like hesitant to it. It was like, well, you the one who was saying. So look, she bought up her second girlfriend. So for those who are asking, what happened to—
Damn, you was a side piece too? You didn't just got introduced to the Skittles and you's already a side piece in the whole affair? This is crazy. Shout out to Princela's
second girlfriend. While all of this was happening, I even asked her what happened to Princela's. What's going on with your girlfriend? When I first met up with her, she said her girlfriend knew that she was out and about with me. But did your girlfriend know that she was touching on me?
Wait, are you now jealous as well? She done got deep into the weirdo stuff quick. She done went so deep. First you was heterosexual, then you were uncertain, and now you're here talking about you cheating on me with another woman? Like, word? That's amazing. That's crazy. I gotta rewind that. That was wild.
Girlfriend knew that.
Like, side note, black women are down bad. Goddamn.
What's going on with your girlfriend? When I first met up with her, she said her girlfriend knew that she was out and about with me. But did your girlfriend know that she was touching on me? You was touching and rubbing on my legs and saying that this is an open relationship. I feel bad for her second girlfriend because she would say, she's so vanilla. As in she was this Hispanic and Filipino woman.
First off, you don't feel bad for her other girlfriend unless you wouldn't have started getting involved with Shorty, because you know how broads are. So don't play games and lie. You didn't feel bad for anybody. You're a selfish individual. And, that's fine. It is what it is. But don't lie to us like we're stupid. Come on now. That's number one. And then secondly, I don't want to hear anyone who engages in sexual deviance claiming that they are vanilla. Like, nah, you're the definition of not vanilla. You're doing something that is considered an abomination, which means you're going way outside of what is normal. So you cannot be a Skittle guzzler and be vanilla at the same time. That's impossible. Vanilla is missionary heterosexual intercourse. That's vanilla. What y'all doing is wild. Y'all got all these gadgets. Inspector Gadget. He's like, y'all did all this extra shit. Like, there's no way that's vanilla.
And she was like, she's just so vanilla and she's just too sensitive. But that's red flag right there, because I'm like, okay, so if we're involved with each other, you're publicly claiming me on your social media platform. Now your audience is asking what happened to the second girlfriend. I couldn't say what happened to her.
No, the audience should be asking you. It's like, I thought you got a kid. Like, I thought both of y'all have children and used to sleep with men. Like, why are y'all doing this weird stuff in front of your kids? That's child abuse. That's what the audience should be asking.
I don't know.
And why are black, man, this is bad. Good Lord.
I just know that.
Wait, real quick, shout out to the black women who have common decency, okay? I don't want to throw y'all on the Skittle van, you hear me? I ain't gonna suggest that y'all all tasting the rainbow. Shout out to the black women that have decency, man, because I know some phenomenal black women. But that's just a reflection of me. You heard me? Birds of a feather flock together. The ones I know are sane. This is that new. You heard me? I remember I was at a barbecue a while back. I was a young boy, I was probably like 13. And this Skittle guzzling female tried to like ease up on my mom. My mom turned to her with a look of horror. My mom looked at her with a look of horror. My mom's a nice, sweet woman. You heard me? She ain't gonna embarrass nobody. Then she look at me like, yo, like, come get her. You know, my mom's just sitting there like, yo, like, this is not the move, shorty. Like, I ain't the one. Which is to say, like, real black women don't get out like this. Cut it out.
The girl mother was sick. And P was like, she didn't have time for me. So the girl basically told her, P, go get you another girlfriend. Then P comes back and tell me, yeah, I talked to her and told her I found another.
Stop it. This is the problem with these persons who are engaged in, strange relations, shall we say. You can't be married unless you're a man or a woman. So you can't consummate a marriage unless you're a man and a woman. So in reality, their perversion has no rules. And if it did have rules, these kind of deviants by nature will deviate from the rules. They're the ones who break the rules, norms, and mores in society. So how could you trust them to behave in a predictable fashion? I mean, these are the persons who clearly know for millennia it's been man and woman. That's how humanity has continued. And they're like, nah, I'm not good with that. Man and woman, nah, I prefer Bob and Rob. I like names that rhyme. Bob and Rob. And guess what? Bob is going to be bobbing and Rob is going to be robbing. Booty cheeks. Booty bandit. Come on.
Girlfriend. The second girlfriend literally said, damn, that fast? That's also a red flag that I ignored. And I take accountability in that. I can't blame nobody but myself getting involved with somebody who was.
How many red flags are there before you say, all right, abort mission? Like, shorty, you didn't name 30 damn red flags. I'm just like, shit, were there any flags that were not red? You dig? Like, I'm trying to find the flags that were not red. All the flags are red according to you. So why were you involved in this thing? How about this? Start from the beginning. She's trying to holler at you. She's a she. And you're not into women. That's a red flag. Like, everything was a red flag. Word? I'm done here. I'm done. Shout out to Nabi, right? Came right back. He writes, peace of saints, your ism is real. That blazer in blue is absolute. You are selling it straight. I appreciate it. Let them know. There's not many like us. The ism is easy to defend because it's simple and it makes sense. The truth is simple. The lies are complex. The lies got you going through 30 verses and changing Bibles and changing languages. The lies are complex, man, because manipulation involves complexity. You got to outthink people. The truth is simple.
It's supposed to be in a committed relationship, right? So, and how fast she moves on, right? And so then I don't know what happened, because anytime I would ask questions about the second girlfriend, or are y'all still talking? Are y'all still involved? Because now you publicly pull me out the closet, as in we're talking. I'll be damned if I be anybody's second girlfriend to, a situation like that. Like you just pull me out there. We weren't official.
She mad she got pulled out the closet. So what she's saying is she preferred to live in dishonesty. She preferred to lie. That's awesome. That's amazing.
So we weren't nothing. And you pulled me out there knowing you still had a whole second girlfriend. And I don't know what happened to that girl. I just know that she hit me up and said, yeah, I think we pretty much broke up without saying anything. So you basically played that girl. You basically played her. So what's happening with P having another girlfriend right after me? That's the energy that I accept, because I got involved when she had the second girl.
The crazy thing to me is that she's taking so long to explain this. I'm like, damn, shorty, like, you keep restating things 3 times. And this is one of the things that's going to go into femininity school. Often women are verbose, but they're not saying much. So the ability to, coach them to use their language skills more effectively, such that they're not constantly restating things. And that's part of why you're not listened to as women, is because she just said the same thing 30 times. You pulled me out the closet, said that 10 times. You were cheating, said that 10 times. Why has it got to take 10 minutes to say that?
Girlfriend, but I don't fault the new girl that she's with, because, you know, how she presented the situation to me, it didn't seem like, you know, she's just manipulating women who are in a vulnerable place, to say the least.
Every woman is in a vulnerable place.
I always kept bringing up the same.
Every woman apparently is in a vulnerable place when they did something they regret. Curious.
Girlfriend, because that just did not sit right with my spirit, and she would get mad at me.
Your spirit couldn't have been like the Holy Spirit. It couldn't have been that spirit.
And be like, oh, you're just being jealous. Why are you worried about what's going on over here? And I'm like, because I don't want to be involved. We don't have to. And then the whole her being married thing, I'm like, bro, I didn't know you were still married. Like, and then you pull me out the closet. Like, you pull me out.
Yo, you ain't remember the Saint and the Sinner was the first one to put that out there. Yeah. Shorty's married. Not only is she married, she's married to a man. Or probably not a man, it's a male, right? What kind of dude marries and impregnates a young and May? Come on, bro.
Out in the public,
how your baby mama wearing fitted caps? I'm done here.
Look like that, knowing you're still married to your husband, need to refile your divorce papers. Then you got a second girlfriend. Like, I look stupid.
You do. Yes, you do.
Stupid as fuck. And I understand that. I do. And I take accountability now. All I can do is blame myself for that.
That's
all
correct.
I can do is blame myself, you know, and move forward. You know, so mods, please do your thing.
This broad is not smart.
Yeah, okay. I just saw somebody on my mind. Then our arguments. That was a part of a lot of our arguments.
Wait, what?
So then I don't want to lose focus.
You ain't never been
focused. So that was part of our arguments. That was a part of a lot of our arguments, right? And she started to say, like, oh, you're being insecure, like trying to gaslight me to that I'm insecure. So my first experience with P's anger. We were in a car on the way to go eat, and the music was playing. She was on her phone playing something.
I want to know what music it was. Like, was they like listening to Lil Nas X in there? Or were they listening to like, I'm too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts? Were they listening to like a gay anthem like YMCA? That's what I'm talking about. YMCA. Like, or do they listen to normal music? I'm just curious. You know, are they supporting the people, or what was going on?
And the seatbelt thing was going off. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm looking at something. I'm just saying, oh my gosh. This sounds like normal sounds for me. And P snaps on me. She's like, stop. She just like yells at me.
No, you're a dumb broad. Shout out to all my dumb broads around the world. And there's an infinite number of them. It's like an army of them. Listen, I've been around dumb broads a lot, and I'm gonna keep it funky with you. The prettier they are, the stupider they are as well. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't care what nobody say. If you believe differently, you ain't had you a bad beat, man. They be dumb as a box of rocks, man. And half the time you just be trying not to like flip out, man. You be trying to hold it steady. But the point is, how annoying. I gotta agree with Princela. Now, you know this broad is a dumb dingbat broad when I'm agreeing with Princela. Now, Princela's over here driving. We all been driving, you heard me? And then the dumb broad is sitting there and your car keep going like, ding, ding, ring, ding, 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 bing, bing, bing. Like letting you know, like, you know, hey, this is a safety alert. You're not wearing a seatbelt. This dumb broad is over here like, oh my God, it's a cat. Oh my God, it's a cute dog. Oh my God. Oh my God, Taylor Perry, he's so funny. and in the background, like ding, 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 ding. And you driving like, you gonna feel some kind of way because it's like, shorty, how do you not hear that? In fact, that alert was designed for you to hear it. It's an alert, dummy. So if you're not hearing it, either you're like psychotically brainwashed into social media at age 40 and you're a single mom, which is weird. You're double single mom, which is crazy. Or you're ignoring it and you're not smart enough. Like if you, for some reason, don't value your life and you don't want to wear a safety belt, cool, shorty, just buckle it behind you and let's keep rolling. But nah, she gonna just sit there and keep giggling while the sound is going off. And then when someone addresses it, they're the bad guy for addressing the obvious elephant in the room that shouldn't be in the room. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and she just like yelling, like, and I was like, I didn't know how to react to that because I didn't see that side of her where she just yelled at me like to the top of her lungs about like, God damn, like, oh, turn it off, shit. And I'm like,
I agree. Carrying on.
Hey, okay. So she's like, put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on. So I put my seatbelt on because I'm like, okay.
See, now this broad, her real issue is that she was dead wrong, number one. And then number two, she don't like taking directions from nobody. So she thought that, oh, it's just men that give directions. Nah, your employer gives you directions. Culture gives you directions. The problem is that you want to go along ditzy and do your own thing, but you're not smart enough to chart your own course. And so here you are getting more directions and you're rebelling because you're like, I thought we were both women. We're equal. We're the same. Like you're trying to tell me what to do like a man. And you want to rebel some more. I got you.
I'm in the car with her on the passenger side. I get real silent and I just sit there like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. She see I'm quiet. I'm literally about to shed a tear because it just took me.
I'm about to shed a tear because she told me to buckle up my seatbelt. Gosh, what is this world coming to? Oh, Lord, I think every last one of you guys watching this have dealt with a dumb broad that just starts, she's wrong and she wants to start crying to turn into the victim because she just cannot stand being wrong. It's amazing. May I acknowledge Paul? He writes, people like her ignore the smoke alarm beeping constantly within their home. I'm not surprised that she is desensitized to beeping noises. You're correct. And one thing I want to point out to you is it's clearly a mark of someone who's unclean and dirty, which is to say that they're neglectful. They will neglect the obvious things. I mean, I've even seen people, and this is, I should probably somehow formalize this within the ism, but you can tell the measure of someone by what they choose not to do, what they neglect. These are usually people who are lower IQ. They're less detail oriented. They let things go in a bad way. So, for example, you ever see someone, they take a shower and then they get out of the shower wet, and some of you guys are guilty of this. You can admit it in the chat, but you shower up, you get out of the shower wet, and then you dry yourself outside of the shower, which means you're dripping water all over the bathroom floor. And then some of you will even walk throughout your home with wet feet tracking it throughout your home, which is filthy. I've even seen situations where like the rug in the bathroom is wet because someone got out of the shower, and then people walk in there with their shoes on the wet rug and then walk throughout the house and like think nothing of it and feel comfortable with it. And it lets me know, wow, this is a dirty person. This is a person who's not careful. Like they don't care about much, certainly not the right things, cleanliness being next to godliness. So yeah, undoubtedly she's one of these persons. I totally believe that. He writes, carry on, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Fooly Cooley, writes, peace of the saints, carry on. And I concur. May I also acknowledge Mythology Noir supporting the work. Appreciate you. Oh, no. He said, I am guilty of that, bro. You got to stop that. Thank you. Dry off in the tub or in the shower. All you got to do is just put your bath towel over the top and then just pull it dry off while you're in the shower. Step out. Only the bottom of your feet are going to be wet. Dry off the bottom of your feet and carry on. There you go.
Off guard that she yelled at me like that. And then she goes to say, are you mad at me? And I said, yeah, I am. I actually want to go.
See, there's some female stuff. Call her out for being an idiot, which is what we do, right? Men. I mean, when it's appropriate, most of the time I just ignore them and let them continue being foolish. But every now and then you got to check them. So you check shorty. Then she starts crying with the waterworks. And a weak male, you going to fold on that, right? Oh, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. Yeah. Like me, nah, it's stone cold killer. And listen, this has not happened to me in public that I can think of. But if it did, we immediately going home. You hear me? Whatever the plan was, oh, it's canceled. Oh, it's you want to hit me with the waterworks in public? I don't care if I paid $13,000 for floor seats to the Tank Davis fight. Yeah, we ain't going. It's canceled. Or either you got to dip, but we ain't about to be sitting here together with you trying to make me look like Ike Turner out here. Nah, we ain't gonna rock like that. So then waterworks are you gonna get ignored in a real way. but I'm not going to play into your nonsense. I'm not going to play into your mental illness. No, I'm not going to get neurotic with you. Now I'm going to let you do that by yourself. Okay. So that's number one. But here you got two females in a relationship, which is why you know it's going to be dysfunctional at a high level. There's no one to establish order. So she did the dumb thing. Princela got frustrated at something that's frustrating. And then she overreacted, of course. And then this girl in turn overreacted. So you got the females one-upping each other. Princela overreacts emotionally. Then this broad overreacts emotionally. They're one-upping each other in terms of emotionalism. Then Princela's like, what's wrong? Well, we already know what's wrong. And so here we are. She's like, I'm going to go home. But it's weird how the whole situation was over a beeping car alert. And you over here about to cry while you're retelling the story on YouTube? That's crazy. You're a psychopath.
Me like that.
Listen to
and
her.
And then she goes to say, are you mad at me?
Listen to
and
her
I
voice.
said, yeah, I am. I actually want to go home.
Are you a psychopath? So you got checked for the door alarm or the seatbelt alarm going off, and now you so emotional? I want to go home. Word, shorty, stop it. If you can't get over small things like that, then your life is going to be very challenging. And a female like this, you'll never be able to form a relationship with because everything's a big issue, right? Like there are no small issues with a chick like this. You heard me? Nah, everything's a major issue.
And she was like, I mean, I understand that, but you know, I get irritated with noise easily. Like overstimulation with noise irritates me and it makes me freak out. So I end up looking on the phone and seeing that she has a noise sensitivity. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just trying to self-diagnose her.
What?
And she apologizes, which was surprising because she don't barely apologize for nothing. So she kind of like apologized, but it was more so like making.
Now that's some simp behavior right there. That's simping 101. You're not wrong, and then you apologize. That's simping 101. She used her tears against Princela effectively. They're manipulating each other back and forth. There's real evil stuff going on. There's no one that's honorable in the dynamic.
An excuse to why she yelled and snapped on me like that. And
snapped on you because you're being an annoying idiot.
Okay. Maybe it's misophonia. Maybe she's diagnosed with misophonia. You know, I do now know that P is on the spectrum.
So here's the issue, and this is what women always do. They're psychopaths, most of them, right? So being that they're psychopaths, they're constantly like, oh, you have anxiety, or you have OCD, or I have OCD, or you're a narcissist. Like they have all these terms and medical diagnoses, which is funny because historically it's the males who are the doctors. It's the males who wrote the DSM, the categorization of mental illnesses, and it's the women who clearly have a lot of them, but they project, right? And they deal with so much emotion and so much stuff going on in their head. They're trying to diagnose left and right. It's like, shorty, it's not that deep. You let the goddamn alert go on because you were psychotically obsessed with social media as a 40-year-old single mom of 2 kids and 2 baby daddies. And you were annoying me while I was driving. And I reacted, and let's just like get past it because it's a small thing. But instead, here she is talking about like, yeah, P's autistic and P has some such and such a phobia. It's like, shorty, it's not that deep. It was just annoying. Like, we don't need to start acting like you're Sigmund Freud over here. Like, come on, really? And why your mouth open like this? Your mouth open like that. Where's your teeth at? Your mouth wide open. Bitch ain't got no teeth showing. This is one ugly broad. She looked like the homie I grew up with, CK Monster. You hear me? She looked like the homie CK Monster. Oh, my mama. This is an ugly broad. Imagine her without the hair. She has no features. You did.
Has to be because of how she reacts to things. Little did I know that wasn't going to be the last time that she was going to snap on me. Now, a lot of y'all know that we went out of town to Dallas. We went to Dallas, and on the way, a lot of y'all saw how we took a road trip and how she was talking to me. You know, it was like, you know, I wanted to use the bathroom at Chick-fil-A, but she wanted to go to the gas station. She was like, no, you're going to go use the bathroom at the gas station. I said, I've never used the bathroom at no gas station. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel comfortable going to.
Yeah, because you're classy. You're classy. Use the bathroom at Chick-fil-A because you're classy. You're classy. Chick-fil-A all the way. Chick-fil-A for the win. Oh my goodness, that's great. That's great. Oh man. And listen, that's just petty. That's a weak person trying to be a dominant person, right? And that's what a female is going to do to another female because you're both weak. You're both at the same level. You're both equals in as much as you're both women. And in this case, you got the smaller woman because she's actually taller than Princela. You got the smaller woman trying to assert dominance over the larger woman when neither of them are naturally dominant animals. So they resort to petty manipulation. So Shorty's trying to go to the Chick-fil-A bathroom, which is still fast food, but yeah, for sure better than the gas station bathroom. We all agree on that one. And the ironic thing is, though Princela pretends to be a dude, she got to sit down to pee. That's degrading, right? You pretend to be a dude, but you got to sit down to pee. Stop it, love. But anyways, so you already know Princela. She don't want to sit down on that dirty, oily toilet at the local gas station that truckers been using. Nah, that's not right. But you over here like, nah, you gonna use the bathroom at this gas station, bitch. Fuck this Chick-fil-A. You ain't Chick-fil-A quality. You gas station bathroom. So then you do her dirty like that. And I think we can all agree as men, we would have let this broad use the bathroom at Chick-fil-A, right? We wouldn't have been doing all that extra stuff. We would have let her use the Chick-fil-A bathroom. But here you go. You got the two Skittle guzzlers, and they at odds constantly.
Chick-fil-A. That's just what I feel comfortable with. She passes up Chick-fil-A. She's right there. She could have just turned, but she passed it up and said, no, you're going to use the gas station bathroom. And that's her foul. Excuse was, I'm a woman too. I could use the bathroom as well.
Dang, she tried to use the lesbianism against you. That was evil, yo. That was mad evil. So I guess it's funny because you could get over on a dude, but she hit you with the like, look, bro, I sit down on the toilet too. And I sit down on a gas station toilet. So what it is. But then you should have hit her back with like, P, but you've also been homeless several times because you've made bad decisions in your life. And maybe I've never been homeless. So I don't know about that gas station life, but you about to find out.
How can you fight somebody on that?
You can't. You can't. She got
men. A man would have turned to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, she just admitted it. Yo, I called that. See, we consider it, people. You heard me? Yeah, it's a part of being a boss, being a leader, man. When your flock, when your underlings need something, the alpha male is not about bullying people. The alpha male actually is about taking care of the flock. You heard me? So yeah, baby, I'll pull over, let you use the restroom at Chick-fil-A. No problemo. It's not an issue to a boss. It's a small thing to a king. But to a broad, it's a big issue, okay? And now you want to run back to men. Nah, stay over there on that side. We don't want you back. You've had all your stuff fiddled with using the massive vibrators. Now we don't want you back. Your card is no good here.
Man would have took me to Chick-fil-A. She took me to the gas station. Somebody, if the bathrooms are clean, I didn't want to use that. You could at least respected that. Then when we in there, you know, she's like, and make sure you don't drink nothing either because I don't got time to be stopping at all these bathroom stops.
Dang.
I'm like,
she letting you know what it is.
Okay, like,
she meant
can I get a Starbucks drink? And she's like, no, because I'm not stopping until we get to Buc-ee's.
See, you ain't listening.
That's in like 2 hours. But so I didn't even get nothing to drink. I just got a snack. We get in the car, we drive. Next thing you know, I'm taking a nap. We're stopping because she has to use the bathroom.
See, this is so petty. This is like two broads doing the pettiest ish back and forth to each other. This is great. It's like they're siblings. That's the problem when there's no real hierarchy. There's an inherent hierarchy with men. And because a man is truly dominant, you don't have to play games with domination. You don't have to play bathroom games with domination. You heard me? She already know who daddy is. Yeah, you want to go to the bathroom? Go ahead, baby. Get you a little Starbucks thing. Now, if she was with me, you ain't going to drink Starbucks because we ain't going to live like animals. No, we're not going to drink soda, alcohol, Starbucks. Nah, we're not living like animals. That's lower class stuff.
And I'm looking at her like, so, you know, I'm taking a nap. We're even getting a drink. I just got a snack.
Oh yeah, and that was my point. Like, you know, legit people don't drink Starbucks. They don't drink a bunch of sugar. They definitely don't drink soda. So I ain't gonna have my chick on all of that. That's lower class stuff. You dig? That's for lesser mortals.
Car we drive. Next thing you know, I'm taking a nap. We're stopping because she has to use the bathroom. And I'm looking at her like,
bad
so
leadership.
You can stop to use the bathroom for yourself, but you told me that I can't get a drink because you don't have time to be making all these stops.
Now, let me tell you where being a man becomes a factor. So right now she's saying, hey, bitch, you told me that we couldn't make a stop to go to the restroom, but here you are stopping to go to the restroom. And see, that's where as a man, you know, before Princela hit her with the female to female card, she hit her with the, oh, you could use the restroom at a gas station because I'm a woman and I use the restroom at a gas station. So she established equality right there, right? See, but if you were a man and you really stick to this ism right now, if Shorty would have checked you like, hey, you stopping at the restroom, you say, yeah, but I'm not you. Full stop. I'm not you. I'm not a woman. I'm going to do what a man does. You do what a woman does. Stay in your lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. Who's driving? I'm driving. Cool. So I pulled over. Yeah, we're done here. But here's the difference. When she wanted to stop at Chick-fil-A to use a restroom, I would have stopped at Chick-fil-A. If I need to give her some guidance, I would have gave her some guidance. But I would definitely let her stop at Chick-fil-A as opposed to the gas station. So there's no need to degrade her. If you're a valuable man, is she not a valuable woman? Honor that woman. Let her use the restroom in cleanliness. Cool. Fantastic. Now, if I pull over shortly after, she's like saying something like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We actually don't need any back talk or commentary. You dig? Yeah, you're not Sean Porter, and it's not a boxing match. So you can just go ahead and stop with the commentary. We're gonna do what we do. You dig? Carrying on. May I acknowledge BK Standard supporting the work. Much respect. And shout out to Shorty over here giving these Chick-fil-A promos. Shout out to Jay. He writes, thank you for getting that fixed. Absolutely. It is my pleasure. And that's why I tell people don't go into the merchandise business, because there's a lot of customer service. You want a business with very little customer service. Not to say it's not a pleasure. It is. But I do merch actually so that we can all look alike. Just like the Muslims, you can look at a Muslim woman and tell they're a Muslim. You can look at a Muslim brother who's devoted and you can tell because he's wearing a thobe. That's why I produce merch, so that we can all look alike, recognize one another. Shout out to Black Heart Green Paper. Right. I'm interested in your thoughts toward the end of her video, the hypocrisy. It's a little disheartening because I think almost the majority can relate. I knew they were fake SP. Yeah, bruh, I hear you. If you wanted a specific spot, you'd have to shoot me a timestamp. Okay, I think I already acknowledged this one. Fantastic. Carrying on.
So I felt like that was inconsiderate and selfish. She gets back in the car. We get to Buc-ee's. We eat whatever.
Buc-ee's.
We drop again. She
what the hell is
anytime
Buc-ee's?
We kept stopping, it was because she had to use the bathroom. So when we was telling a story in Dallas about, we was in the car kind of like joking about it at this point, about her not going to Chick-fil-A. And she accidentally took a sip of one of my drinks and was like, oh, why is your drink in the front? Like, you know, the cup holders.
Nah, hell no. Ain't no way y'all eat cat complaining about drinking out of each other's water. There ain't no way. Now listen to me, man. Y'all can eat cat if you want to. Shout out to y'all, man. But let's be real here. You're eating something that bleeds once a month, and sometimes you don't know when it's gonna start bleeding. So like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with eating cat. I'm just saying, if that's how y'all gonna be living, I don't need y'all complaining about drinking out of each other's water. I'm sorry. I just don't. No, that's not reasonable.
My drink is in the front, her drink's behind me. But she got mad that my drink was in the front, and she was like, why is your drink in the front like that? And da-da-da-da, and kind of was like fussing at me. And I don't know if any of y'all believe that.
Oh, she was fussing at you. Yeah, well, that's what women do. Welcome to our life. Welcome. But the worst thing is when you have two women. That's a lot of fussing. That's a lot of fussing, buddy. Shout out to Mr. McBride. He writes, peace of the saints. I meant to say this during the Ryan Garcia doping live, that I find it hilarious the Christ is King crowd keep commenting Jesus is better than Allah. That's wild. Etc. Instead of being an educator on what they are speaking of, they're too busy being insecure over their religion and trying to insult Islam all day. Oh, you're correct there. But they act like their religion is a gang, and they do act like thugs and criminals. But if they took some time to actually know what they are talking about, they know Allah is simply God in Arabic. That is correct. That is the word for God in Arabic, one God. And that Arab Christians say Allah as well. But what can you expect from people who are raised in a degenerate lifestyle? This man spoke 100% facts. I just want to repeat what he said. He said people who are born Arab, which is to say that is their race and ethnicity, and they speak Arabic, which is the language perhaps of their land, but certainly of their culture. If they are an Arab Christian, which does exist, then even when reading the Bible, they would refer to God using the word Allah. There you go.
I mean, believe that. Any of y'all saw that. Y'all saw it, but the live is deleted. Because I told her it's not, people started to tell you were being mean to me. Like, I think you should delete the live. So here I am trying to protect her from revealing her true colors of how she.
See, that's the problem with women being manipulative is that they can't tell when other women are trying to run the game on them that they run on men. And women are so extraordinarily manipulative. I remember we used to run a dating show on this channel, and sometimes the women would lie about their identity. They come on the show, in reality, they're a stripper, but on the show, they'd say, "Oh, I'm a real estate agent." And then after the show, the girls will often ask us, like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" They want to go out to dinner. So we go out to dinner, 5 or 6 chicks. And then one who says she was a real estate agent will say, "Oh, yeah, well, I'm really a dancer at such and such club." And all the girls turn like, "What? Oh, you were so put together. I didn't know." It's like, oh, yeah, they're fooling each other. Like they can't even decode their one another's manipulation. They're dishonest, generally speaking. It's an unfortunate thing. But right now, when she's saying, "Oh, I told P, Princela, I told P, stop it, love, that she should take down that live because she was mistreating me, and I don't want you to be misrepresented in front of your audience." Well, that's one possibility. You're trying to protect her. Another possibility, which is probably more likely because it's selfish, is that you didn't want to look foolish, that you were being talked down onto or being put in your place in front of those of the public. That's probably more likely what your motivation was. And maybe she sensed that. But in any case, both of you probably looked bad. But hey, after all, what do you guys care about looking bad? You're engaging constantly, unrepentant in sin.
Treats me behind the scenes. So I told her how she was like yelling and kind of talking about it and deleted the live and was like, "Well, I'm not gonna post you no more on my live. And I don't got time to be fake. I don't got time to be fake. If we get in an argument on live, we just gonna get on an argument on live." And
that's hood. Number one, I think that's completely reasonable, which is if you want things taken down, if we're doing lifestyle content and I'm putting up stuff and theoretically putting in work and then you have to take it down, well, that's a waste of my time. And it also makes them look even more fake in front of the audience because the audience sees that you're taking it down. Now, in my case, I take down all my content. So it's not surprising, but with them, when you take it down selectively, then it shows that you're trying to hide something, you're trying to conceal. Shout out to Jonathan. He writes, "Signs a woman respects and loves you." Well, who cares about love, frankly? Because love is a dangerous thing. Like I don't really care if she loves me, to be honest with you, but I do care very much so if she respects me. And a woman is a love bug. If they respect you, and you put the time in and the effort, they're going to love you. That's a given. So you shouldn't even trip on that. But let's talk about the respect. The respect will come in the way that she regards you, serves you, speaks to you, and speaks about you. That will communicate respect, the way she prioritizes you over herself, in fact. I can't tell you like how many situations that are so bright in memory because I looked and I was like, shorty ain't got respect for nothing and nobody. I was talking to one young lady. She did something off color, and I said, and we're out in the public having dinner. She did something off color, and then she starts saying, "Oh, what's wrong? You're like, are you mad?" I was like, "Please, just let us have some silence. Let us just be silent, and that's it. Just let's go with the silence." She keeps talking. Boom! You don't have any respect. We're done. You can't follow directions. People who have respect will follow your directions. Okay. Here's another thing. Service. Do they serve you? And also prioritizing you over them. Here's an example. I kid you not. I couldn't believe it. I was dealing with this very thin, blonde, blue-eyed white girl. And this is important to note because we all know blonde, blue-eyed white girls from certain income strata and certain cultures, they don't eat. They're like, eating is not a thing. They're trying to say is stay as skinny as possible. And baby girl was super skinny off some like, the Night Before Christmas animation type shit. Who's that? Like Steven Tim Burton? You know what I'm talking about. But super skinny, stick figure type stuff, right? She had cooked us a meal and there's a couple pieces of salmon, right? And then so there's 2 left and she goes to serve the last 2 to she and I. Gives herself the bigger one, gives me the smaller one. Now, mind you, I'm a grown man, and even if I was smaller than her, it would still be foul to give your man the smaller piece of salmon. That'd be foul. In my case, I'm much bigger than her. Taller, more muscle mass, way more weight, probably like 50 pounds. So probably more than that. Probably like 70 pounds heavier than her. 70 pounds heavier, right? Like much bigger than her. And Shorty gave me the smaller piece of salmon. I was like, whoa, where'd they do that at? I didn't say anything. I just like, mental note, you're done. because that's your instinct, is to prioritize yourself. Like, we'll never have a successful marriage. It's impossible. And I just think back on all the good women who would never do that. You hear me? Like, not only are they going to give you the bigger piece, they're not even going to eat their whole piece. And before they even start eating, they're going to ask you if you want half. And if it comes down to who gets the final thing, it's always yours. You feel me? Like, that's the woman you want. She's going to know how to love on you. She's going to know how to love on your kids. But when you're dealing with a selfish broad that's like trying to figure out, like, what do I get? Me. Do I have enough? Like, oh man, you in bad shape. And so many of them are like that. Oh, and here's another thing. She can't listen, meaning she interrupts, or she doesn't have an ear to your speaking. And then she doesn't know how to execute on the directions. She's an unfocused person. Oh, that's problematic. Not being able to follow directions, big red flag.
And I was like, well, I'm not that. I'm a private person. Like, I don't do arguments online. I don't do that.
Stop
but
it.
She was like,
you're not a private person. You're a dishonest person, which is to say you don't want to reveal who you really are. That's precisely why you were so angry about her dragging you out of the closet. So you're a person who keeps up a face, a front. That's your issue.
No, if we're going to get into it, we're going to get into it and keep it real. And I'm like, okay, well, that's just not a good look. And I'm not saying be fake on camera. I'm just saying that it's not okay.
You are. That's exactly what you're saying. And that's fine. Just say what it is, though. Shout out to Xavier, writes, Peace of the Saints, supporting the work by Cash App. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones.
To bring everything to the internet. So then when we get back to the hotel, that next morning, we talk about that again. And I told her how much it hurt my feelings.
Oh,
when I tell you, Princela starts yelling at me at the top of her fucking lungs, and she started hitting shit.
Shout out to Princela for going Debo. It's a beautiful thing. And this is what women don't realize. This is how unnatural their relations are. You see, when there's no power imbalance, it's actually important. That's why I always talk about hierarchy. The power imbalance between the male and the female, I kid you not. If my old lady, says something crazy to me, my instinct is not to be angry or defensive or mean. My instinct is like, dang, something like really got him. Like, what's going on with you, shorty? Like, that's my instinct, is like to like look at her like, yo, you wilding right now. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel angry. I don't feel like defensive, because she's not a factor. She could throw her most vicious punch. Like, her fist is like this big. Like, she could throw the most vicious punch. And I'm gonna be like, if you don't sit down right now before I throw you out the window with one hand, like, you like, sit down somewhere. You're a jokester. And because there's such a power imbalance, I don't have to exercise power. You heard me? Because she know what it is, right? Whereas when you're a peer and there's equality in power, woman to woman, you got to exercise power. You got to show dominance, because it's not there. It's not real. You have to establish it. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why the broad is flipping on her, and they going back and forth trying to battle out for dominance, because they're equals. You heard me? That's the problem, man. They dealing with a weird dynamic. Shout out to Fooly Cooley. He writes, quick question, Marquette. What's a smooth color suit for the evenings? A dark color with some pop in it, man. See, what people don't realize is that when you wear, like, say, black during the day, your black doesn't look jet, especially if it's not velvet. See, I'm the velvet pimping. So if I wear some black pants, they're going to be black velvet. Black velvet is going to look strong jet black even in sunlight because of the material. But if you're wearing a black denim, if you're wearing a black cotton, a black poplin, it's not going to look that jet black. You heard me? So you want to wear your dark colors at night because they look gangster and dark and jet. And also when you're wearing dark colors, it's generally more plain. So you want a little bit of flair, a little bit of pop, keep it player. He writes, I have a beige one for the days. Exactly. He writes, and that's, and thanks for pressing on. Yeah. Dark blue, dark green, black. That's how you want to rock in the evenings.
Hitting the curtains in the room, yelling, flinging her arms. I'm like, damn, is she about to hit me? Is she about to hit?
That's
so I'm sitting there on the bed, like, why are you
fade.
yelling? Like, I'm not even yelling at you. Like, can you just talk? No, because you trigger me. You trigger me. And like, just yelling and just going off. Like, she has such horrible anger. And I'm like, if this was a man.
Oh no! Don't do all that. If this was a man, now use a lesbian, baby. Don't do if this was a man. It's not a man. Use a lesbian now. You see, they want to talk crazy about us And then when things start going left, where's the men at? Where's all the good men? Where's the men at? No, I don't play like that. Shorty, use a lesbian now. Live your true self.
Hitting shit as he's yelling at you. This would be a very intimidating, to say the least.
But it's not. So, it's a woman. So go on.
You know,
it's not a man. Stay in your reality. You ever be in a relationship with a woman, which is a normal relationship, and then you're talking about, well, if you were a man, you would never say that to a woman. You wouldn't even think that, because that's not normal. So they always have to compare what they're doing to what we do as normal heterosexual people. Notice that.
We was kind of in an argument about that. There has been other incidents where I triggered her because she was upset with me about something. So I triggered her, and she would hit things. She would hit a table. She would hit the steering wheel. She would yell to the point of spit flying out her mouth.
That's nasty. She was spitting mad.
I realized I fucked up.
I was like, that's when you realized.
What have I got myself into?
That's when you realized?
But when she fell out.
So you waited till red flag 8,942. And that's when you realize you screwed up. You got to be real dumb. This is extraordinary.
With Daryl, why would I want to go against somebody like that? He fell out with Daryl. What have I got myself in? Why would I want to go against somebody like that? Why would I be brave enough to speak out and tell my truth?
My truth. Shut up.
I was scared.
There's not my truth. There's the truth.
Or walk away from her. But I did call a friend. And
Shorty thought she was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'll call a friend. Okay, I'm in a lesbian relationship. It's not going bad. It's not going right. What do I do? A, go back to men. B, go on YouTube and complain about it. C, live a lonely life with my 2 children and the 2 baby daddies. Or D, just end it all here. I'll call a friend. What should I do? Hurry up and tell me. You got 30 seconds. This is great. I'm gonna rewind that. Shorty said I called a friend.
Or walk away from her. But I did call a friend.
I did call a friend.
Even before that, let me rewind back. For Thanksgiving, I did bring her to my family house to meet my family. And
that was great. Listen, I don't know what kind of family she got, but listen here. If she'd have brought that to my family, that shit would have went left immediately. You heard me? My family would not have wasted no time. Like if I'd have brought another grown ass nigga in there, like, hey y'all, this is my man. They're like, oh, what up? What up with you, bro? Like, y'all hoop together? Like, nah, this is my man. Wait, what you mean? What you mean, your man? Like y'all from the same neighborhood? Like he put you on the hood? Like y'all both Damus? So like, yeah, Sue Whoop. Yeah, West Side Denver Lane on PDL. Like, yeah, that's what's up, bro. Like, nah. This is my man. You know, and you got to do some flamboyant shit to let them know what you mean. Like, this is my man. Niggas would have been like, nah, bro. Like, one of my nice aunts would have had to come over to diffuse everything. Like, it's okay, baby. You can sit over here with me, baby. Like, nah, that would have went left so quick. You didn't brought a Skittle guzzler to the black family function. Oh, hell nah. Yeah, nah, they gonna be pouring. Everybody else gonna be drinking lemonade and orange juice and water and whatever else they drinking. They gonna come pour you some Kool-Aid. Nah, it's gonna go left immediately. No, sirree, Bob, that's not gonna go well.
Everybody got weird energy from her in person. Everybody, nobody was like,
look, your family weird if they didn't expect, if you brought her to your family, your whole family weird. Your family is not black. Just like Joe Biden said, you ain't black. Yo, what? You brought her to a family function? No. And I don't want to hear none of this. She pulled me out the closet. You was deep in there with her. Y'all was dating. You brought her to a family function. You know how long I done had side pieces, ain't never brought them to a family function. You know how long I done had side pieces. They even wonder if I got parents. No, you tripping.
Where did she come from and who is she? My sisters was saying, I don't like her energy for you. I don't like her energy.
What about the conversation of your sister saying you got 2 kids? How is you gay all of a sudden? You ain't gonna update us on that shit? Because that seemed like that should have been a conversation.
It's something about her. And my oldest sister deadass told me, I think she's preying on you because you're at a vulnerable place in your life. You lost a best friend. and you broke off a lot of people say engagement, but it broke off my relationship with my son's father. And so you're in a vulnerable place right now. And I feel
How are you just about to marry a grown man and now you over here eating cat? Nah, bruh.
like she's preying on that.
That's
and I was
so
like,
bad.
no, she just been through a lot in life. You know, when P gets on here and talk about her grape situation and all that type of stuff.
Oh, that's crazy. I want you guys to remember this. I called it out during my live stream, but she wouldn't admit it. And this is how you know the level of wisdom and spirituality is unparalleled. You guys have seen me on here so many times. I'll look at somebody and I'll get them like that. I'll say, oh, yeah, this happened to you. And they'll like, how'd you know that? I know. Everyone else can't see it. You buried it deeply. But when I look at you, I see it on the surface of you. If you guys saw that debate with me and Princela, I told her, I said, you have been victim of sexual abuse. And I know exactly what happened to you. She never denied it. And I even told her, I said, see, you're not denying it. You don't want to admit it and you don't want to discuss it, which is fine. I respect that. I understand. But this is the root of all of your behaviors. You haven't healed from trauma and you won't. But the worst thing to do is to spread your pain. See, that's what they do, is they spread their pain. You guys can watch it back, that Princela debate. It's on my other channel, The Saint. And you can watch it in full, and you'll see at some point I pointed out and she didn't want to admit it. Apparently she admitted it later. She couldn't admit it to a man, huh? The man, a man.
Pulls at people's heart, that tugs at people's heart, that tugs at women's heart to sympathize and empathize with her. But she uses those stories to gain the sympathy from women, you know? And that's not to say she hasn't been through that.
Are you telling me she's at the family function talking about being victim of RA to the PE? What? That's so strange. I feel like at my family functions, people be playing the game. You hear me? People playing dominoes. So, you know, the kids outside wilding, the women putting on music, doing old school dances. Like, ain't nobody sitting in the corner talking about, you know, and let me tell you, when I was in slavery, master would come into the slave quarters and take advantage of me. And that's why to this day, like, nobody's sitting in a corner talking like that with strangers. In fact, that's extremely strange.
It's just like, because she's been through that, that makes people kind of excuse her behavior, you know, and I caught myself as an empath.
Not me. Shout out to Victory writes, tuition, peace of the saints. Hi, Saint. Is there someone in your circle that you trust that has a good non-scammy course for trading stock/crypto? Well, I'll be honest with you. I believe that anyone who trades crypto and has created a course on trading crypto is a scammer. You cannot teach someone to trade crypto without fundamentally asking them to embrace casino level gambling risk. So fundamentally, they are a scammer. And there have been some persons whom I won't name, some big YouTubers that you guys know, who have asked me to, and also some small ones that you also may know, who have asked me to promote their crypto course or their, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, nah, I don't believe in that. And it's not like a ghost. It's like, I don't believe in ghosts either, but I'm saying I don't believe in that as a reliable tool to help people out of poverty or to help people earn a six-figure income. And if I were to give that advice, it would hurt people, you see, because people respect me because I'm honest and I tell you what's real. So I'm not going to accept your money. I'm not going to accept a cut of your course to lie to people and tell them that they can win on crypto. No, I'll never do that. And people are like, oh, okay, man. I respect it. Now you don't really respect it because you don't have integrity. You see, if you had integrity, you could respect me for having integrity, but you don't have integrity, so you can never really respect it. So long story short, like, I don't recommend crypto as something meaningful. If you look at the, I have a breakdown of how to allocate your monthly income. You know, how much to spend on housing, how much to spend on risk capital, things like this. And there's a portion for crypto if you want to play some games with your discretionary income to get a huge return, for sure. But it's a very small amount. So if you don't have that, I recommend you get that. And I don't know, what's that, like $19? I don't know. But it's very affordable. So figure out how you should be allocating your money to your core items first. You know, housing, what percentage of income should that be? And then secondly, when you say a course on Stock, if you remember, first go back through. Actually, we do have some education on stock, actually. So there's two things you can do. You can actually go back through past videos. I have videos like talking about the trades that I do in detail, and even going through companies. Those of you who watch my stuff, I've gone through companies with a fine-tooth comb. Like, hey, this is why I'm investing in this company. This is why I'm long on them. This is what product looks like. This is the psychology that has caused their stock, their share price to go down, and it's because they had a miss on like their earnings projections, or it's because of this, and this, and this is what you should do. So we have a lot of content on how to buy stock, but specifically to keep it simple and clear, if you go to thesassin.com and you click products, and if it's at marquettdavon.com, someone let me know, please drop the link. But it says, I think it's called Investing in Stock for Dummies. Man, I put guys onto trades that made them, damn near double their money within 18 hours. Yeah, in real life.
I was excusing her behavior. I kept making excuses for it. So I found myself not being able to call anybody to tell them about P without it feeling, because every time I would call somebody about her, it's.
So why are you involving so many people in your personal relationship? Look, if it's that toxic, as you women like to say, get out. Why stay in there and just complain about the person and ruin their reputation? Just seems like a very dirty thing to do. I didn't finish the gentleman's PayPal. He writes, I trust your word, your judgment, your views. I appreciate that. And I make every effort to give reliable advice. He writes, there's so much crap out there. Oh yeah, anything on crypto is crap. Promise you. And I'm not saying I haven't invested in businesses that deal in the crypto markets. I've invested in various businesses. There's a time I was invested in Coinbase, for example. He writes, you have an incredible BS-ometer. Yeah, man, I ain't got time for it. And more importantly, I don't have any incentive to misguide you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not selling a crypto course. I'm not driven by money at this stage in life. And you can check all of my deeds, give evidence of that. So I'm telling you because I care. I'm telling you because I want you to be successful. And I will identify part of my achievement in life based on what you guys achieve. Those who follow my way, your wins will be my wins. So I want you to be successful. I want people to see that, what I've said has led to fruit. Like, I don't want people walking around the internet talking about like, man, this man had told me fill in the blank. And it was, I can't have that. My reputation means a lot to me. He writes, thank you for everything you do for us. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And I thank you for the consistent support. And I also acknowledge, he writes, thank you, Saint. He came right back. That's why you're the greatest. Shout out to that meme. That's why he's the greatest. I was looking into getting my Series 7 license. I needed to hear that. Oh yeah, bro, do it, man. Why not? Yeah, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But remember, don't dip your toe in there. You got to dive in there.
It's like they will be like, I told you, get away from her. I started even talking to a coworker about it, and she was a previous lesbian, and she was like, I'm telling you,
no, hell nah, shorty. Did you just call the broad a previous lesbian? Nah, I ain't into all this. Y'all can't be going back and forth. I'm gonna need y'all to stay on that side. Whatever. Listen, you go on that side, don't come back around here. Don't come back around here. Nah, you can't be doing that. And that's the thing with women. That's how you know that they're meant to be led. You don't ever hear of a gay guy like going over to that side of the fence and then come back around this way. Nah. And the one time you heard of it, none of us believed it. That one dude that's on like going around on Instagram, he's about, I'm not gay no more. Everybody, I'm not gay no more. The guy in the church, like, we don't believe that, bro. Like, you still sound hella gay, like to this day. But here's the thing. Once you go that way, you probably should just stay over there. And we really need to be more as a culture, letting people know, like, don't go that way. There's nothing over there but pain and heartache.
This is not normal. She should not. She sounds emotionally abusive. This is not normal. And I was just like, no, but I did do. I'm like making excuses of what I like. This is what I did, though. I did say this to make her.
Okay, so when you're taking accountability, that's making excuses. You're finally taking accountability, saying, I did this. My part was this. Oh, so now you're making excuses for her. You're not taking accountability for you. You're making excuses for her. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. What a world. What a world. Shout out to Parker writes, why do you think a lot of men want to look and be androgynous? I don't think a lot of men do. I think it depends on where you are. So, like, for example, if you're in Houston, Texas, I don't think that's true. If you're in Seattle, Washington, or if you're in San Francisco, California, or if you're in Austin, Texas, yeah, maybe it is true. But most places, I don't think that's the case. But certainly these folks get promoted an awful lot. And it's upon us to set the standard, the real men. And here's the thing, we're going to have to bully some of these characters into compliance. He writes the alphabet community now. He says, I'm angry because do you think it's going to be the norm in the West and we'll just have to accept it? Well, you don't ever have to accept anything. That's number one. People could do it, but you ain't got to accept it. And number two, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. Is it probable? Even I find that it would be hard to believe that that'll become the norm. They sure will make you think it's the norm because they have the power of media. The LGBTQ mafia controls Hollywood. And so they're able to push out certain imagery to make you think that these persons are more numerous than they actually are. And that's why it'll take work on our part that is very deliberate and organized. And we really have to discard, what people are saying and just get after the work. See, that's the difference between me and the YouTubers. The YouTubers, they complain, but they're not organizing anybody. You feel me? They're not engaging in the revolution.
Upset. And I did tell her about my feelings. Every time I brought up my feelings, how I felt, it was a burden. It was anger. It was met with anger and
which is ironic because anger is also a feeling. So you guys are trying to both be women, which is to say highly expressive, and you don't have a man there who's going to say, you know what, I'll hold in my feelings so that I can honor and listen to your feelings. Ooh, y'all know nothing about that. You ain't never been with a real man. It's all good, shorty. You'll get there one day. Probably not. Shout out to Joseph, who just went to manandwomanbrand.com and got dripped up. And you know what? This session is a great time for all of us to go to manandwomanbrand.com and just get dripped up because we are in the fight of our lives, ladies and saints.
And like dismissiveness. And, she told me, I'll never forget, she told me when I told her, like, can you stop yelling at me? Because that makes me feel small inside.
Aww.
And she verbatim told me, like, what don't trigger me to yell at you.
Wait, this is some really emotional stuff. I'm glad I wasn't in this relationship because this shit is getting really too, like, emotional. Don't yell at me. It makes me feel small inside. That's honestly, that like almost like hurts my heart. It sounds so sad, Don't yell at me. It makes me feel small inside. Like, that's sad, yo. Like, that's legitimately sad. Like, I damn near feel bad for baby girl. I'm gonna like pat her on her head like she's a little animal or some sort. Like, that's sad. Now, I really wouldn't want to engage in that conversation, but I'm also not the person that's gonna yell at anybody. Nah, I'm not. If it's a grown man and we have an issue, we're not gonna raise voices. In fact, I'm gonna do the opposite. Like, if you guys ever been out with me in this world, and shout out to my assistant, who's one of the realest people on earth, you dig? My assistant has seen me do so much wild shit. You heard me? Listen, my assistant has seen me have an issue with 3 dudes. It's just me and it's 3 of them. And I turn to her and hand her my phone and say, record this. I'm about to beat the shit out these boys. What she do? She hold it like, all right, go ahead. Like, nah, y'all started him. Go ahead. She ready to record it because she know, oh, y'all get it in like that. Y'all want to be violent? I love violence. Let's get it in. Yeah, all 3 of y'all right now. Let's go. My assistant is a real one. But anyways, point is this. If it's a dude, nah, I'm not going to start yelling at you. Like, yeah, let's get to the violence. Skip all that jaw jacking. And if it's a female, like, I'm not going to yell at you. What does yelling at you benefit me? One, I don't even feel like yelling. I don't want to yell. I don't even feel that, number one. Number two, say I did. What's that going to do? Nothing. It's a waste. But this is what you experience when you have 2 females in a relationship.
Okay. Don't trigger me to yell at you. So
shout out to Joshua, supporting by
this was an opposite relationship and that person said.
And just side note, y'all might be like, Marquette, like you was about to fade up 3 people and you asked your assistant to record it. Like, why would you do such a thing? Because sometimes I do things that are a movie. I do it in real life. And then when I talk about it, it's unbelievable. So I want the footage. You heard me? If I beat up 3 people, I want the footage. Like, Marquette, what if you lose the fight? I'm comfortable with that. You ain't read my book, The Black Box? I've been jumped before. Yeah, man. I grew up like really off the porch. It's not an issue. But here's the thing that always happens. When a lion is in the midst of hyenas, the hyenas never want smoke. It's 3 of them, 5 of them. They never want smoke. You know, my whole life, I've only had like 3 major issues, and those were with real gang members. You feel me? Actual criminals with rap sheets. These nerds out here, they don't want smoke. They just want to babble. As soon as you're like, oh, great, you want some violence? Let's get into that part. Then all of a sudden, they don't want no violence.
Don't do this to make me yell at you or hit things and yell. She made it seem like we got in an argument about her coming to my place because she got on her live and said, I only spent the night at her place one time. No, I have not. I spent the night at her house multiple times. The reason
you were having lesbian sex, that's sick, yo. That's gross. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even want to say wholesome, but I can't. It's hard for me to actually believe that gay people are gay. Like, they be doing actual gay stuff. Like, I see them, being flamboyant and weird, but it's hard to actually believe that they actually try to have sex with each other. It's just it's like, word? Like, why? You feel me? Like, that's crazy as hell. It's hard to believe it. But in my mind, I was kind of in a level of denial, like, all right, she ain't actually eating monk out here. You know what I'm saying? They ain't out here like, ha, ha, ha. Oh, I got you. No, I got you. Ah. I was like, they ain't actually doing that. But no, sure enough, they are. That's wild. And you told the whole internet, like, hey, I've had lesbian sex, if you could call it that, many times. That's crazy. That's so wild. It's sad, actually. It like almost disheartened me a bit. Like, wow, you really went over to the dark side, like all the way, though. That's disappointing. And your kids know about it too. Just imagine being a child of this woman who's like on the internet talking about being like that's crazy.
The reason why I didn't like to go to her house because she did not live like a woman.
Now, first off, I don't want to hear you about to start trying to throw us under the bus like she ain't live like a woman. You bet not be about to suggest that her filthy ass lives like a man because she dirty. Now, don't have me send some Sharkeisha. Don't have me have Sharkeisha come over and beat the brakes off you, because that's what I won't do. You ain't gonna be calling me filthy, shorty. You heard me? Nah, baby, we gonna keep it clean and player out here.
She lived, and I'm not going to say she lived like a man because I know plenty of men who take care of their home.
Okay, there you go. I was about to say with that, he's about to send me on one because cleanliness is next to godliness.
And I told her about her mattress. I'm like, your mattress it got pee stains, it got holes in it. Like, why are you sleeping?
Damn, my nigga, not the pee stain. The pee stains is like, all right. Okay, so the pee stains. All right. Okay. The pee stains. That's crazy. Well, I guess you do call her P. You've been calling her P, so it makes sense that P got some pee stains. But then the holes? How do a motherfucker get holes in the mattress? That's crazy. Like, I don't have pee stains in my mattress, but I can conceive of how a female of her age would have pee stains, right? Incontinence. That's one thing that I talked about during the Book of Dark Truths, among many things. You heard me? Like, we really went in. So I totally get that. But holes, like, I'm not saying it's okay. Like, I'm not saying peeing in the bed as a grown woman is normal, but holes, word. Now, you guys remember when she was on the live with me, I was like, shorty, you're in poverty. Like, you don't need to be giving advice to nobody till you get out of poverty. And it appears that she has verified that.
On a mattress like this, like, go get you a nice mattress. Go get you a mattress like mine or something.
Wait, hold on, time out. Did you now just stoop down to like flaming this broad? Like, you were supposed to be on here expressing yourself, right? So now you're over here talking about shorty got urine stains on her mattress. I don't know if that's quite right. Nah, that seems like that's not quite right. Wow, you dirty for this.
So her and her child sleeps on that mattress. So
no, you dirty for just busting her out. You telling me that shorty, her kid ain't even got her own room. Her kid ain't even got its own bed. You telling me that she sleeps in the bed with her kid on a pissy mattress? That's what you just said. But let me tell you guys what you didn't pick up on. This is what she snuck by y'all. And you're welcome. This is what she snuck by you guys. She did not acknowledge that she said she slept over at Princela's house many times, but she just acknowledged that Princela and her child sleep on the same mattress. So you're now telling me that you, Princela, and her child were all three sleeping in the same bed. That's what you just acknowledged here. Did you guys pick that up? I picked it up immediately. Did y'all pick it up? Sad.
Oh, you know, I also felt obligated as a mother to step in and help her out with her daughter. And when I bring up her daughter, this is not to...
Oh, you feel like the mother of her daughter. That's why you were comfortable sleeping in the bed with her and her daughter. I get it.
Go low. This is not to make her a villain, but this is to tell my truth. And I cannot keep lying. Women have asked,
put her out there.
Does Amaya go to school? The girl is 5 years old, going on 6, and have never been in a school. She was not getting homeschooled. She was in front of a TV all day. Everybody know that her child has autism. She has
not. Man, you buzzing this broad out so bad. You're like, everybody know her kid is autistic. Like, God damn. Don't go at the special needs child. Word? You went at the special needs child? Nah, shorty. Listen, like, this is ruthless. I mean, there got to be some kind of decorum. I'm just imagining Princela getting mad at shorty and then just like treating her like a goddamn slave. Like, get your ass on that pissy mattress with my autistic daughter. Like, just using it as punishment. They get into an argument. Princela be like, tonight you sleeping on that pissy mattress with my autistic daughter. And I don't know how much y'all been around people with developmental issues. They be doing weird shit. Especially autistic people, yo. You know, they be like getting attached to certain objects and shit. You just be in the bed in a pissy ass mattress with our autistic daughter. You like roll over to get cup. Like, oh, what the fuck is that? And then the daughter be like, I got this rock when I was, she got weird ass shit in the bed. She got like a rock she obsessed with. She got a motherfucking micro machine in there. She got all kind of Legos and figurines and shit in this pissy ass bed. You try to sleep. She keep touching your face and shit while you sleeping. Oh God. Sound like it was hell on earth. Shut up, get in that pissy bed. Get in that pissy bed. Yo, oh shit. This is evil, man. This is evil. Listen, I wasn't feeling sympathetic to her until right now. She got this grown woman in a pissy ass bed. With her authentic daughter. You know, like she trying to get comfortable in the goddamn bed and shit. And she reaching around, like pulling random shit from under the covers, like, yo, what is this? Like a motherfucking biscuit from KFC, like a motherfucking 2-year-old biscuit. That shit then become like a fossil by now. Like, I'm just trying to imagine how filthy that bed is. And I'm not getting into it. Carry on. I'm sorry. Just everything that you heard in the last 5 minutes, that was for me. Okay. Strike that from the record. It wasn't right. You shouldn't be laughing at stuff like this.
I got her daughter tested for autism. It took me saying, let's go get her.
Damn. So you telling me that you over here with P ugly ass, and you was like, you know what, P ain't even know nothing was wrong with the kid. The kid just slobbering on itself and picking its boogers in public, like with no shame. And she over here looking, she's like, you know what, P? You think that's normal? And P is like, yeah. You know, when we was on the plantation, Uncle Charlie and Overseer used to do that too. And she's like, you know, P, I don't know. Like, you never looked at your baby and thought your baby was a little different? You never thought that? And P was like, nah. You know, I think that's completely normal that my baby is 13 and still wear diapers. I think that's completely normal. And then she's like, she's just trying to hint at it, like we need to get this child assessed because something ain't right. And when you like Princela came on my show missing a tooth, so you know like Shorty's level of like standards is low as hell. So I'm just trying to imagine the horror this child has went through, man. Like, and she said the child ain't went to school or nothing. So just imagine you grow up not going to school. You got to listen to Princela talk. So imagine a 8-year-old autistic child that talk like Princela. Look at a little small Princela. Autistic though. 8 years old. Talk like slave. Stuff is not right. Honestly, Princela need to go to jail because that's what slavery was, is the formal denial of education. And that's what it was. But just imagine Shorty right here trying to be nice and low key, like you don't think you think like your daughter. I said, hey, how you doing, sweetie? What's your name? And your daughter was like, yee! Like, you think that's normal? You think that's normal? Like your daughter's 9 years old smoking cigarettes. Like that's normal to you, Princela? This is crazy.
Tested for autism. I've not gotten her daughter tested for autism. It took me saying, let's go get her tested for autism. Let's get her into this daycare program so she can be around other kids. So now
how weird is this kid? Probably like the kid is autistic and ain't been around no other kids, ain't went to school. Princela needs to go to jail for real. She needs to go to jail for fraud. She needs to go to jail for sexually abusing these women. She needs to go to jail for child neglect. Man, this is wild.
She's in a daycare program that I have my kids in, so she could be around other kids and learn. She don't read to her. She don't teach her anything.
Well, that's because Princela doesn't read very well.
She don't have a mentor, a tutor. She don't give her any type of school lessons.
Wait, hold on. Ain't this supposed to be about your relationship with Princela? Now you roasting her child like you's a dirtbag, Shorty. Like this is too low. This, I don't even condone this right here. No, you didn't start talking about her autistic kid. That's you cold-blooded. You cold-blooded for that.
At 5, I think she's supposed to be at least in kindergarten or something. She hasn't been to pre-K. She hasn't been to kindergarten. She was just like, so
she was busy. She was busy. Shout out to Markel supporting the work. Writes Peace to the Saints. And I think Markel might be a new supporter. And shout out to those who may be supporting for the first time. And also acknowledge live from the 706. Darius writes, Peace to the Saints tuition. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real one. Shout out to Kareem writes, Peace to the Saints. Boy, this is getting crazy as hell. She over here talking about the girl's pissy mattress and her autistic kid. Like, man, if that's not gloves off, I don't know what is. I'm just like, damn, what did Princela do to you to where you talking about her pissy ass mattress and you being in the bed in low key threesome with you, her, and the baby in there? Don't none of this sound right. The baby in there sticking their fingers in the holes in the mattress. I'm not getting into it. That's crazy. That is absolutely wild, boy.
So she's behind on a lot of things, and she has this she's on the spectrum. And also when I came in, I was like, I started to notice that why is it that your child is up all night and you're asleep?
What?
And your child is up all night and you're asleep and you let her sleep through the day. And when I asked you about that, you said, well, it's easier for you to get business done. I said, that's not healthy for a child.
That was hood. That was hood. That was so strange. Man, wow. That's all I gotta say. Wow.
Be in an environment like that because she needs a schedule. It's not healthy for children to not be on a schedule. It's not healthy. And so when she, oh, sorry, I can hear myself, Yanni. I don't know if you're playing the thing. I can hear myself. I was just like, I could just hear my on as a mother. I was forced into this. And I'm like, it was like, I don't got time to be on schedule. I didn't even want to be a mother. I was forced into this. And I'm like,
yo, she said, I don't want to be a mother. Listen, if your mother ever says, I didn't want to be a mother. You about to have a hard life. Yes, sir. You're about to have a very hard, unfortunate life. That's sad. And that's what a lot of folks are being raised by, mothers who didn't want to be a mother.
Like, okay, I understand that. She's like, no, you don't understand. I don't got support. I don't got help. And I'm like, okay, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I'm a mother as well. Like,
oh, but you don't want to get a man, but you want to cry about not having support. Well, then why'd you open your legs?
Like, I got 2 kids, you know, like
by 2 baby daddies.
Like, I got you. I understand, but these kids need a schedule. They need discipline. They need.
Imagine a low IQ broad is telling her this. Like this, you know, she was down bad. You got a low IQ broad putting her up on game. That's crazy. And this girl done got it wrong twice. She got 2 baby daddies and still got enough ism. Nah, this ain't ism. This is of the devil. But she got enough information to put up Princela on some game. That's crazy. Shout out to Ulysses. Good to see you, Saint. I also acknowledge Blackheart Green Paper came back. He writes, it's scary how accurate you are when you're debating, but you hit the hammer on the nail. It's actually worse. The truth hurts a society built of lies. Earlier, there looks like it says, I don't know what that means. It looks like something was omitted. Was referring to what she said around 1 hour, 21 minutes. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this at 44. I'm going to go to 1 hour, 21 minutes.
To help people and help women, because the idea behind it was to help women finesse to not get injured, finesse turning down men and not get injured. That, but now you said, I'm gonna sell it for $12. I'm gonna sell it for $7. It's gonna be affordable. I'm gonna sell it for $12. I'm gonna sell it for $20. Now it's also only $30. I helped you with that book. I sat on the phone with you when you had Chat GPT write that book. And now,
oh no, word. You got Princela and wrote a book with Chat GPT and then sold it to you dummies for $30 a pop. That's awesome. She cares. She clearly cares about the women. She really cares about the women. Wow. No integrity. That's so sad. And these women who are hurt, damaged souls, they're never going to acknowledge the fact that she's just a common thief. And even when I did my reviews of her, we talked about how she got kicked out of the army for scamming. So is it a shock? If she'll scam the U.S. government, she'll scam your dumb black ass for sure, right? Like, come on now.
Okay, I understand that. She's like, no, you don't understand. I don't got support. I don't got help. And I'm like, okay, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I'm a mother as well. Like, I got 2 kids, you know, like I got you. I understand, but these kids need a schedule. They need discipline. They need, you know, they need a schedule. It's healthy for them to have some type of schedule. And she yelled at me about that because she was like, you only care about what Amaya wants and not about what matters to me. I don't like schedules. And I said, yeah, but when you have a child, you got to get on a schedule. So when they started coming over to my house, I started making her child go to bed at 8:30.
I want you guys to trip on this. Princela just said, wow, you're taking my child over me. I don't like schedules. First off, what kind of immature high school type mentality, middle school type mentality? I don't like schedules. What? Are you an adult? That's number one. Probably why she got kicked out of the army. Lazy. And they all are. Number two, she gets mad at this woman for trying to help her child. That's truly demented. And think about, if the leader is this demented, how demented are the followers? Man, this is concerning right here. But here's how good my game is. You guys remember earlier when the gentleman asked me, Marquette, how do you know if a woman loves and respects you? And I said, forget about love. Let's talk about respect. One of the major ways to see and measure up this woman is, does she prioritize you? I said, if she prioritizes you as a man, she's going to prioritize your kids as well. She's going to do well for the kids. She's a giving person. And then look, we got a woman who's a lesbian, which means she definitely don't prioritize men. We got a woman who's a lesbian who also doesn't even prioritize her kids. She's going to be a bad mother. I predicted that. I said that earlier. A woman who prioritizes you as a man is going to be a great mother, loving mother, considerate. This broad is so selfish that she's like, screw that kid. I don't like a schedule. So let that autistic kid stay up all night, pee on itself. I don't even care. Wow.
And guess what? Her baby was going to bed at 8:30. Her daughter now goes to sleep at night because I set her a bed schedule. I put some type of structure in her child's life. Her child is in school now, like at a daycare program. She now goes to bed at night, and I got her to start fixing her daughter breakfast because I noticed that when her schedule started, she wake up through the day. And a lot of y'all ask like, damn, do P spend time with her daughter? How can you spend time with your daughter when you're online all day, every day? Who's feeding her? So she gets into stuff. She starts feeding herself. She had to learn how to go in the kitchen and.
This is super hood to where Princela tries to keep her daughter up all night so her daughter's sleepy during the day. This is like an evil ass experiment. She's just keeping the kid awake all damn night so that the kid is sleeping during the day and Princela can go on her live stream and pretend to be someone worthwhile and to scoop up the money of broken single women. Wow, that's evil. Like there's very few things like this is supervillain level comic book, supervillain level evil. You keep an autistic kid all night. I just want to know how she did it. Does she plug in the PlayStation, like PlayStation 1? Like kid autistic, kid don't even know the difference. She didn't got a PlayStation off the penny saver. You heard me? She didn't went on Craigslist, got a PlayStation 1. She was like $20. Came with 1 million games. You feel me? Got 1,000 games. She just plugged the motherfucking PlayStation in and let the kid play PlayStation all night. Holy shit. Kid be sleepy as hell as soon as daylight comes. That's wild, man.
Make stuff for herself because mama can't feed you if mama's busy online. And I noticed that. And I'm like, hey, like, incidents where her daughter had 104 temperature. I'm like, take her to the ER. Like, you can't just, do you have Tylenol? How you don't have kids Tylenol at your house? Like, get her some Tylenol. Like, okay, she didn't have this fever for like.
Nah, hell nah. P was hoping that she died, yo. P was over here like, Lord, please, if you're still there, if you still listen to a lesbian, Lord, like, please, Lord, take her, Lord. She was hoping that kid didn't make it. Let's be real here, man.
Like a week. My little ones, when they have a fever longer than 2 days, they at the doctor's. I'm like, take her to the doctor's, take her here, take her there, take her to the dentist. Why am I telling you to be a fucking mom to your child? That's why I felt obligated to also stick around. And I was scared as shit to just leave and break up with you because if you got mad, it was going to hit the internet. I tried to avoid all of this right here. All of this right here, I tried to avoid. And I knew if I broke up with you. And
see, I don't trust any of this because women are of drama. They love drama. This is what she walked into. Her friends warned her before she even went in the door with Princela. So we know she's lying. We know this is a full lie. They're all about the drama. So nah, I don't believe you at all, dear. And here's the worst part. You've only increased the drama. You're on here talking about our autistic kid staying up all night in a Chinese sweatshop, building like sewing together New Era fitteds. She on the assembly line. She sews the bill onto the main hat. You got her in a goddamn New Era fitted assembly line sweatshop in her own home all night, working hard. Like, that's not right at all. And you over here airing out this dirty laundry, and they won't even let her get up to go to a bathroom break while she working in this sweatshop. This was she just sitting there pissing on herself on the mattress. This is not right. This is not right. Oh, Lord.
And I have witnesses where I called them up crying and saying, I messed up getting involved with her and I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to break up with her without retaliation. She didn't introduce me to her followers.
See, this is weird. Like, I don't know how to break up with her without retaliation. So I went and made a 3.5-hour live talking about her little autistic daughter, be slobbering on herself and pissing on herself. And she don't even take care of her. And the kid ain't never been to school. So, I just want to throw that out there just in case Child Protective Services is watching. I just want to throw that out there. And then she got an anger problem. So I just want to say all that because I don't want no problem with Princela. Like, shorty, this doesn't make any sense. This is a very bad look. I promise you.
I now am involved with her child. I feel hurt that this is actually who she is. You preach about men being dirty and messy and they house nasty, but you live the same way. You talk about mothers not pouring into their daughters over their sons, but you don't even pour to the ones that the one that's right there next to you, that's begging for your attention, that's asking, mama, please play with me. Mommy, please play with me. Like, it got to the point the little girl was saying, like, mommy doesn't like. And finally, when she got in front of me, she just snapped and said, mommy doesn't like me. And I grabbed her and held her like, oh my God. And she was crying. And she was like, that's what she's been saying. Like,
that's deeply concerning. That is deeply concerning right there. And females aren't even supposed to be autistic like that. Like, the rates of autism in the human female are quite low. So this is special.
And I'm telling her, like, no, your mom does love you.
And when I said this is special, I wasn't trying to have a play on words, even though I did. It just is what it is.
And Amaya, like, I'm trying to tell her daughter, like, I'm trying to make excuses for it. I thought I was putting her, like, to help her with that. I've done a lot for Pete behind the scenes. And a lot of people that want to say I did this for clout, I didn't do this for clout.
I'm going to go ahead and say you did.
I didn't gain a whole bunch of subscribers from this. I didn't gain money from this. I didn't get money from P. P never gave me money. Okay. But I can say.
Who's P?
I can say that I got her on the news twice because of my connections. I took her to a media gala ball where congressmen, the next mayor.
Okay, what's your point here?
Like, a lot to see her win. As a friend, because I did a lot, because I helped her with her hair. I helped her with some,
Wait, she said I helped her with her hair. This I need to hear.
Like, get her to mainstream media. I helped her with some interviews. I was her little person that encouraged her to keep going, and she speaks about codependency.
Wait, where's the hair part?
Like, it's crazy because I helped her with her hair. I helped her, clout is crazy because I helped her with her hair. I helped her, like, get her to mainstream media. I helped her with some.
Like, but who's going to help you with your hair, though? Because I'm going to say that's not your strong suit.
Interviews. I was her little person that encouraged her to keep going, and she speaks about codependency, but P was calling me day and night, all day. She just wanted to be on the phone with me all day and suck up all of my energy. But it became too much. She would stay on the phone with me day and night until she fall asleep. And I'm like, damn, like, why am I so irritated? Because I feel like I can't.
You participated in that. Come on, shorty. Ain't nobody did that since high school. That's so weird.
Breathe. I feel like I can't break up with her. So this is before Christmas. Around Christmas time, we started arguing. And and for those that saying, like, Priscilla pumped and dumped. First of all, Priscilla doesn't have a pedo whacker to pump me with.
Oh, what? What did she just say? Hold on. I'm gonna rewind that. That must have been like some spooky Leslie talk I don't even know nothing about. I'm about to rewind that. That was crazy.
Priscilla pumped and dumped. First of all, Priscilla doesn't have a pedo whacker to pump.
Oh, what? I still didn't even understand. I'm gonna just have to let that go.
Pump me with. Nor was she using any type of objects or plastic objects to do anything with me.
Stop acting like you're like a normal person. Nah, you's a weirdo. Shut up.
So I don't see how you can be a pump and dump when you were a munch. No.
Oh, you're cool now. You were being eaten out by another female. You's nasty.
And a lot of that wasn't even going on. A lot of that was not even going on.
Oh man, she done walked back everything. Next thing you know, she gonna be like, look, we've only ever shook hands and high five. That's it. We didn't do anything.
I was genuinely there as a friend because I grown.
Oh, you already said you stayed several nights with her in the same bed as her. And now all of a sudden you're a genuine friend. Which is it, liar?
To love and care about her and her daughter. And this doesn't bring me joy talking about this, but I feel like
but I'm gonna do it for 3 hours though.
Collectively, women need to know that she is hurt. She do need a lot of work and help. She has anger issues. She doesn't really like women. A lot of things that I found out.
Wait, what do you mean she doesn't really like women? This is getting interesting, I must say. It's a shame it has to end, but it's kind of getting interesting. Did you say Princela, young MA, doesn't like women?
How she moves and how her she's very, very codependent. She cannot be alone. That's why she's online all day, every day. And if she's not online all day, every day, guess who she was calling? Me. But now with this new.
Now that was actually very insightful. I think that probably got by a lot of people, is that she uses the term codependent. I don't think that's quite right. She's really expressing the fact that Princela hates herself and hates being alone with herself. So as a result, she has to constantly be engaged with others, stealing their energy. So that's why she's always on YouTube. And if she's not, she's dealing with this psychopath.
New girlfriend, that's who she's going to be on the phone with. Now at this point, I don't know what she's going to be doing with her YouTube, because she basically said, if you're not paying me money every month, I'm not talking to you. You know, so there's a lot that I'm skipping over, but because there was a lot that happened, but people who knew before we officially broke up. We broke up, I would say.
You already said you were friends. Now you're talking about breaking up. Okay.
End of January or somewhere in January, we broke up then, because we would get into it about the littlest thing. If I said this, she starts snapping on me, getting mad. All I did was, like, you know, I got.
Yeah, don't do that because you're not a kid. Anyways, carrying on. Saints, it's been a pleasure to have this time to fellowship with you all. Let us end this with our tradition, the Creed of the Assassin. Repeat after me with full conviction, knowing this is true of you. The Creed of the Assassin. I'm going to be who I am. Excuse me, the Creed of the Assassin. I'm going to be who I truly am, because I am remarkable. And I'm going to strive every moment to show the greatest part of who I am. Until next time, peace to the saints.